So I'm gonna hand it off to Playoff Beard over here. What do you have to say?
Oh, I just wanted to add, so most people saw we're going to be at Pax South. There's going to be a huge contingent of us. That's January 23rd to the 25th. We are going to have a demo area in the Twitch booth, so people can come by, they can play Vainglory. We are going to be showing off the new hero in the booth. People are going to be able to get their hands on the hero and play him for the first time. And for all of you who can't be in San Antonio, Texas, that's fine. We're going to make sure we give you the full experience over the live stream. So next Friday, so not today, but next Friday, Z-Kent will be playing the new hero before its release, live on stream. And then additionally for PAX, people are going to be able to get free hero unlocks on the show floor for that new hero. The first 10 players each day to stop by the booth and find our Kashka cosplayer can also get a limited edition collectible. And we're also going to have a art contest for the new hero and a Twitter contest, so keep an eye on Twitter. Probably during this live stream, we're going to tweet out some information about a Pax South Twitter contest also involving the new hero. So a lot of stuff going on in and around Pax South, but we're going to make sure that a lot of that is accessible to everyone no matter where you are. So thanks for joining us today. And
So let's get ChainSAW drawing something.
Okay.
That's right.
All right. So first off, what we want out of the chat is for you to tell us what role you want for the hero that ChainSAW is going to concept in real time. So when I say role, I'm like, you want a wizard, you want a knight, what do you want? You know, another protector, tell us what role you want. And I'm just going to look in the chat and find some...
But in the meantime, we're going to get a game started. It's going to be super exciting. I already made a game, and it's going to be fantastic. So here we go into a private match. You guys can get ChainSAW drawing something. He'll show it to you after every game so you can see each step of the way.
People are saying stream froze.
It's moving on our screen.
Okay. It's moving on our screen. So
I think our internet's a little bit spotty, but it might like crash occasionally, but it'll be okay.
Okay, it's going to get better and better. So I'm just looking here, make sure you get what you want. I'm seeing warrior, I'm seeing dwarf, I'm seeing mage, I'm seeing barista, like from Starbucks.
I like that one. I like that one.
That's right.
So a rogue assassin, an archer, a cleric, a death knight, another sniper, a beast. So it's a shaman. It's kind of all over the place. There's not a specific trend emerging.
Right,
a berserker. Right. Is there one that I've said out loud that really draws your eye?
One of the things, I'm probably most interested in drawing something that we don't currently have in the game.
Right.
So we can see something that's quite different. Archer comes to mind, but...
you got something in the works there.
Well, one of the things that you guys mentioned, Beast, I mean, that's really interesting because we don't really have a full-on monster in the game. I mean, we have Scarf, and he's a cute little guy. He's really sort of a mage. So, big old monster. I'm going to start sketching. This is a dangerous exercise, I'll tell you that much. Because usually, when you're coming up with a character design, you have almost all of the qualities written down in one line. I mean, to give you an example, Han Solo, right? Space cowboy mercenary. So that's close enough for you to start designing things. But in this case, we're going to start with something really, really generic and basic, and then we'll get more specific as we go along.
My screen froze.
Like I said, it's a dangerous exercise.
Interesting.
There's a frozen screen.
There's a frozen screen. We will get that fixed very soon. Oh, sorry, I need to take over this for a bit.
Okay, fascinating. So if you can still hear us, ChainSAW has selected a beast, a monster from the options, and he's going to start sketching on that as soon as we get the the visuals resolved here.
Yes. One moment.
In the meantime, I'm going to turn to the chat and try to answer some questions in the chat.
Let me replug my things real quick.
So, Cart Knight is asking about, he's saying that he's in a little bit of a downward spiral. ChainSAW, I'm gonna talk to you about this.
Sure.
While
let's show off ChainSAW's art bit first. So it's gonna go to the Cintiq. You can show off what's going on. One second. Let me hit my buttons. Boom. You guys can watch Cintiq for a little bit.
Okay, so this is how you're going to see ChainSAW drawing in real time. So he's going to start working on the monster while Z-Kent figures out what's going on with the visuals. And so Lens is asking about practice mode without enemy heroes. So practice mode is really to get familiar with different heroes, give you a chance to try them out, and also for people to get familiar with the game. But you see that Glaive bot up in lane, and there's definitely a chance it will be adding bots or adding more experiences in the future. So ChainSAW, do you want to tell us just kind of like what you're thinking as you kick this off?
Well, right now I'm just vibing on the energy of just the idea of a beast, right? So what I'm doing is kind of a large, hulking, threatening shape. I could have gotten thinner, skinnier, just more of a slim night beast that moves fast, but here we're doing kind of a hulking, monstrous creature. We'll be able to do it more specifically as we start going down the line and starting to understand the other things that make it up, like its source of power and things like that, which Evan will be asking you shortly. But right now, I'm just doing, to the best of my ability, a strong, monstrous posture. So what was the question you were about to ask me before?
Sure. So Carp Knight is saying that he's in a bit of a downward spiral with Vainglory. He's on a big losing streak, and his win-loss is getting worse, and he's trying to turn it around. Do you have any advice for how he might either mentally approach turning it around or how he might work on his game to start to turn that around and start to get on a winning streak?
Well, there's a couple things that work for me. One, I start not experimenting with characters for a while, and I stick to the characters not only that I'm good at, but I know can really, really carry a game. Those guys include things like Pedal or Adagio. Some of our really, really strong heroes. Glaive is a really good carry as well. And I stick to those, and I start getting, trying to figure out really how map awareness functions with all of this. Because to tell you the truth, everybody gets pretty good at their heroes, right? And they kind of know exactly what to do with their heroes. What's really cool is trying to figure out when fights are going to happen, where you think people are going to get caught out alone. Those are the things that you need to be paying attention to. Once you understand that, then you understand that if you're on the losing foot, our defensive items are actually far cheaper than our offensive ones. So you can get more defense and just hunker down next to your turret until you're fully grown. And then you can come back for revenge. That often happens to me. Weapon Pedal, for example, will often get a few kills in the beginning of the game, but in the end, Crystal Pedal starts eating her alive.
And you mentioned Adagio. D-Wise was wondering if you had some advice on Adagio because it's just not working for him yet.
Well, one of the deadliest guys here with Adagio is Jason Dewar online, and he has a tendency to be super aggressive. He synergizes weapon speed and the buff. You can actually cause a lot of damage casting your regular attacks on people if you're constantly able to rebuff your abilities, and weapon speed helps out with that.
And so I'm going to let you draw, and I'll keep asking Z-Kent questions. So people wondering where the game is, we are going to fix, there's a bit of a technical glitch on Z-Kent actually playing. So we're going to leave it on the monitor with Carlo forming this new hero, but in between matches we'll get that figured out. So if you're here because you want to see, former Team Curse MOBA Pro Z-Kent play Vainglory, we are going to get that, fixed, and we'll always have a window that's got the game in it. So
yeah, definitely, we're gonna have that up after this game. For now, we're gonna show off the beginning of the concept art, which should be really exciting for you guys, because this is what you're gonna see. Like, this is gonna turn into something amazing.
And I'll just add on Adagio that channel on his ult takes a long time, and so you either want to get help protecting that ultimate or you want to protect it yourself. So you can get a reflex block and trigger that reflex block to protect your ultimate, and you'll feel a lot better. Or you can do a team comp with someone like a Catherine who could lay down a silence with her ultimate and protect you so you don't get stunned out of yours. So really think about the use of the ultimate there, maybe using boots to get into the middle of people to get off that ultimate. Once you feel like you really have a feel for how to use Adagio's ultimate and make it count and make it work for you, you'll start feeling a lot more comfortable with the hero.
Yeah, in terms of also, if you're having a rough time right now, like winning games, maybe you're on like a loss streak, just take a break once in a while and try out new heroes. You don't have to especially if you dropped in rank a little bit, it's a good time to try out new heroes because you won't be playing at the skill level you're used to, and being able to play a wide variety of heroes is really, really important. Just even if you don't like playing a hero too much, it's very good to know what they can do and what you can do against them.
So, Zken, I know you play a lot of SAW, but Eliminator wants to know who your favorite character is in Vainglory and what kind of builds you like for that hero.
Right now, I'm really liking Scarf just because I like landing skill shots. It's really fun. I feel like I've really outplayed my opponent when I can land a couple skill shots and just, use that fan the flames passive, and it does so much damage. So I really enjoy being able to land a skill shot and just follow someone around, burning them slowly until they die.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying Scarf too.
Yeah, you can get alternating current and burn them quickly.
Yeah,
that works too. Well, you can do that.
I mean, that's really what I'm doing. For people who might be new to Scarf, I do find that starting attack speed really helps. So light the target on fire and then just basic attack them as much as you can. So I'll start a swift shooter, then get some boots, then get the tier 2 attack speed, Blazing Salvo, and go Frostburn from there for stickiness. And even just that part alone will feel really, really good. And you'll start to kind of unlock the true potential of Fan the Flames of Scarf's heroic perk.
Yeah, definitely. One thing about Scarf is I actually really like starting with boots first, because if you can get into the early jungle invade, you can just do so much damage if someone can't get away from you. So what I do is I'll start with boot. If I look at my opponent's items at the beginning of the game and I haven't bought yet, I'll check for Iron Guard contracts or just any items that will basically make them not very strong in a duel against me. And if I see one of those, I will instantly buy boots and just run to their jungle and kill them. And there's almost nothing they can do about it.
So Mega the Coolest wants a banana riding a unicorn on top of the Empire State Building. I do not think that's the direction you're heading right now.
No, that's
not quite there.
That's the kind of character our competitors might put on.
I think it's going to be pretty cool. Witness is back. So where are the new heroes? So you will see the next hero in action on the live stream next Friday. Zkent will play the new hero, and then I hope that the hero will come out for all of you to play pretty soon thereafter. So we're getting close, and then we also have other heroes in various stages of development. Hopefully we'll get a couple more, as close as we can on the heels of that.
We've got some good ideas out there.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about what's coming up. So people can't see the game right now, so it's a little harder to talk about it in a way that has context for them. But is there anything happening in the match that you think just generally can help players, just the way they think about their game?
So I'm actually playing SAW right now, and this is a pretty close match. The enemies have just taken the gold mine, and it's already 10 minutes in. So one thing about the gold mine is it's actually very risky to take, because you might lose a lot of lane pressure, and if you don't successfully capture it when your opponents are off guard, then you can actually fall very far behind, because you're trying to capture gold mine, they run at you and they just kill you. Then one, you're losing gold mine, or even if you do capture it, losing one or two heroes as a trade is not always worth it, because if your opponents can take a tower, I personally find the map control to be much more effective when you take a tower as opposed to just the 300 gold from the gold mine.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
It's one of my favorite things to do is to get the other team to really start taking the gold mine, and then have my team go up and take out that tower. Because you have a guaranteed 300 with the tower, not necessarily so with the gold mine, and then you get more map control.
So, ChainSAW, do you want another bit of input yet, or do you need a little more time?
We have sort of a generic beast shape. Now we can ask for a source of power.
You want a source of power, or you want the race?
We've already got a race.
Okay.
He's a beast already.
He's a beast.
He's a beast, so he's kind of got a
roll and racer
kind of taken care of already.
Yeah.
So let's do source of power. So for people who aren't familiar with that term, when we say that ChainSAW now needs a source of power, it's like Glaive has the giant rocket-powered axe. That is his source of power, right? So what is going to be that signature thing that is going to kind of define this hero and the way this hero does damage or has abilities? So let's get some suggestions in the chat. So I'm seeing lightning from Rocket Starman. I'm seeing steampunk from Drowblane. I'm seeing tentacles, crystal heart, poison, mech, toxic power, ice, water, wings, bloodlust, skeletal beast, crystal spines, darkness, shapeshifter, horns.
Okay, so there's some cool ideas. What we're going to do is we're going to sort of hone in on the archetype a little bit more.
Yeah.
I like the idea of tentacles on the beast like this. And maybe Krull needs friends.
Krull needs friends?
Yeah, Krull needs friends that hang out in the bush with him. So let's do, what we'll do is we'll do some form of displacer beast. We're going to give him tentacles, and we're going to give him maybe a shadowy displacement as kind of his source of power, right?
All right. So we have tentacles and we have shadow power.
Shadowy tentacles, huh?
All right.
Sounds scary.
So keep on watching that, and we'll continue to answer questions, and we will get the game feed back as soon as this match is over. And of course, after this, we will also be doing 3000 ice after this match. So I'm going to look through and look for some more questions, especially if you have questions for Zkent right now. This is a great time to ask, you know, a MOBA pro some questions to help up your game.
I'd be happy to help you guys with anything you want to know.
So what class or hero would you say you think is most overpowered right now, or really just strongest?
What class or hero? None of them really. They all have their own specific counters. Like, there are some heroes that are really strong early game. Like, if you're up against a Glaive and he's slightly tanky early game, it's really hard to kill him. But once you hit mid-late game, you can just chunk him down. Like, even if he's full tank, he doesn't do too much damage to you. So you can just, you know, as a ranged carry, you can fight him. You can just kite him slowly. And if you don't know what kiting is, it's basically every time you fire, you step backwards or forwards, depending on like where you're trying to get. So if your opponent is running away from you, you want to fire and move towards them, fire and move towards them. If you're running away from them, you want to fire and move backwards. That way you force them to cover more distance while they are trying to chase you, or when you're trying to chase them. So it'll usually let you land probably like 1 or 2 more attacks, which can make all the difference between getting a kill and not getting a kill.
All right, cool. For Canon 53, I saw you mention volume controls. If you didn't realize, you can go into the settings app, not the Vainglory app, but the settings app on your iOS device, and scroll all the way down to V for Vainglory and tap on Vainglory. And there are some options in there you can for sound effects, for volume of the in-game music. You can turn off pinch to zoom, which if you are playing in high elo matches, turning off that pinch to zoom can really help. So check there for that kind of thing. And I'm going to continue to just look, especially for questions. So any tips for Kashka or Taka?
For Kashka or Taka, when you're playing an assassin, your goal is to really pick off the like squishy backline characters. Like if you're up against a Scarf, playing a Taka or a Kashka is really effective, just because you're basically going to be able to kill the Scarf, or like even like a Ringo or something, before they really have a chance to fight back. Your goal is to really burst someone down from 100 to 0. And if you can't do that, you're going to have a little bit of a rougher time. But generally, even with like Taka especially, being able to use that his first ability to dodge attacks is really, really important. So as an assassin, you really want to be kind of sneaky, wait in some bushes, wait for your opponents to run past you, and really jump on them from behind where they won't expect you.
Yeah, and so as a Kashka main, I'll just add a couple things to that. So Kashka can over pursue really easily. You can find yourself going all the way across the map, chasing somebody, and end up in a situation where you're 1v3 or something like that. So restraint with Kashka is actually super important. Recognizing if the kill's not there, to not over pursue, to not try too hard to get that kill. Sometimes it's just better to get in, burst, do whatever burst damage you can do, and get out and live to fight another day. And another thing is you don't want to be the one kind of on the front lines. You don't want to be face checking the brushes. You want to kind of slink around in the back and wait for your moments to, go in and get that kill. One more thing I think I've mentioned on stream, but in case you didn't join us in the prior week, the instinct with Kashka is to pounce into the lane when you're ganking, and then twirl and do whatever else. But something that Margulia told me a long time ago that really helped my game when I was starting with Kashka is if you run out into the lane and twirl first, then you can use the pounce as a gap closer. So as that laner that you're ganking tries to run away, you can pounce to them and secure the kill. So instead of pouncing to go in for the gank, use the pounce as a gap closer to secure kills. And if you do that during the course of a match, I think you'll find that you're getting more kills than you were getting before.
Oh, definitely. Being able to use a gap closer to, as you jump out at someone, they might not be too scared of you. But when you start doing a ton of damage to them, a lot of people will just tend to run. So having that gap closer is really, really important in that situation.
So ChainSAW, where the Borg wants to know, why can't Krull breathe? He's got the I cannot breathe voice line.
Because there's a hole in his lungs.
That would stop you from breathing.
That giant sword might cause some complications in that area, but fortunately he is undead, or unfortunately, I'm not sure. But
he's undead. At
least that's not going to be a particular issue right there.
All right, we actually just ended this game, so I'm going to take over the mouse real quick, so I'm going to have Carlos start drawing for just a moment and see if I can get this fixed up real fast.
Okay, so we are gonna try to get that video back on the, so that you can see the next match, which I'm sure you would be quite excited about. But in the meantime, I can hand out some ice. So let's do that. So 3,000 ice, it is completely random. I just have a little Twitch plugin that tells me who the winners are. So you don't have to do anything special. All you have to do is be watching live and following the channel, and you're eligible to win ice. So the first winner of 1,000 ice is MK with a lot of underscores. MK, you are a winner. I'm going to put it in here.
There you go.
MK is a winner, and I'm going to write it down for myself to make sure that I don't forget. And also so that I don't forget, so our PAX live stream schedule is a little bit different. So next Friday, we're starting an hour later than normal. So 3 p.m. Pacific, 23 GMT, and 5 p.m. Texas local time. That's when we're gonna start next week's stream. And we are also gonna be streaming on our channel from 5 to 7 p.m. daily, as well as we're going to have a spot on Twitch's channel with Captain Nito in the afternoon. I think it's 12:45. I'll confirm. It's in the article that we put on the Vainglory website and in the Vainglory newsfeed. But we're also going to have a segment on Twitch's channel during PAX as well. But I know you care more about the ice, so let's do the other 2 ice winners for this this round.
In the meantime, I am inviting people to a game right now. I'm just randomly selecting people from my friends list. So if you get invited, yay, and let's have some fun.
All right, how did that first match conclude?
We destroyed them. I played Saw, I ran down the lane, and everyone died.
All right, so it sounded like at one point it was close, but then it must have turned.
It was close at the beginning. I think it was like 2-2 kills, and then we just kind of like ran away with the game.
Okay, so TGIW is a winner. Congratulations, TGIW. You win 1,000 ice, and we're going to do one more winner of 1,000 ice. And let me just do that. 1 second.
Whoops. I think I invited. Oh, well.
And the third winner for this match.
There are a lot of people.
You are popular. The new messaging system.
Maybe I should have invited people before I showed my face on stream.
Right. Raymond HOC is a winner.
I need 2 more people
So
in this game,
congrats.
and we'll get going.
Raymond HOC. Those are our 3 winners for this round. And if you do win, just click on Vainglory in Twitch to get up the profile page. You want to go to the profile page for Vainglory on Twitch. Click on the little gear, click on message, and that will give you the ability to just send us a private message. And all we need is your player name. That's all we need, and we'll get you your ice when the stream is over.
All right, we're just waiting on GG to join the game, and if he doesn't, then, you know, I'll just find someone else. So I'm going to give him 20 seconds, a little bit of time.
All right.
We have Ellen DeGeneres in here. I feel really popular now.
That would be quite a coup. Something tells me that might not be the...
You've ruined all my dreams.
Official.
All my dreams have been ruined.
Okay, so those are our winners for this match. We're going to do 3 more winners after the next match.
All right, we're going to invite someone else. Oh, no. I can't. There we go. I've invited the same person. Undo. My randomness is not random enough, apparently. All right.
So we're going to get a match going here with Z-Kent.
This is like a really fun mini game. Like deleting all the chats.
So yeah, so maybe we need an additional feature there. So I'm sure Kraken is watching. So my phone is ringing.
You know what
I
that
think
means?
this might be
A geeky chick.
a geeky chick. So if you are not watching a geeky chick stream, Vainglory live stream, she's got her own Twitch channel. She's one of our favorite people. I just really enjoy. I've been watching her stream since she started streaming Vainglory. Really enjoying it. So we asked if she would stop in for a bit, and then I think we're also going to host her when our stream is over and provide some ice for her to give away. So stick around after we wrap up today and enjoy a Geeky Chick stream. Hello, a Geeky Chick.
Hi.
I'm so glad
Hey
that's
there.
not like my dentist because I didn't check.
All right,
That would have
a
been
little
quite
bit further away. I'm going to move the microphones around a little bit just so we don't pick up too much sound.
Super
And
lo-fi
here we
just
go.
because of the stuff going on. Don't want to overcomplicate it anymore, so we're going super lo-fi with this phone call. But how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So I would love to just, for the people who haven't checked out your channel yet, if you could just tell us a little bit about you and how you found, Vainglory, and I'd just love your community if you want to talk about your community a little bit too.
Oh, thank you. I found out about Vainglory on the Apple, what do you call it, announcement? What do you call those things?
The keynote?
The keynote.
The new iPhone?
Yeah, the Apple keynote, the iPhone 6 keynote.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I saw it on there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is that game? And then, of course, everybody online was talking about it, so it was easy to find out. So from that moment on, I stopped your guys' website until it came out for the United States.
Awesome. And tell us a little bit about your stream and kind of your people that you hang out with in there. I think it's just a really fun vibe. And also some really great matches happen there too. Some really entertaining Vainglory matches. Just you talk a little bit about your community, any people you like in there, what you think makes it special.
Well, I have a lot of, I guess you could say a lot of loyal viewers. Like, they keep coming back, and that really, really makes the stream because then I'm able to get to know them, they're able to get to know me, and then you can joke around and have fun without worrying about offending anybody. But even then, we still always keep everything clean. I like to keep a clean environment, so if someone's not winning or doing well, they don't have to feel bad, like, the chat's going to attack them or something. I know I've been in streams where it could be just a really harsh environment, and I know that would always make me feel uncomfortable and unwelcome.
Yeah.
And so I like that, and then I also acknowledge that there's a lot of different age groups, so you want to keep things, friendly for everybody.
Awesome.
I stream mainly mobile games, and right now I think I've only really been streaming Vainglory because I've been having so much fun with it.
Well, we're really grateful for that because you're such a great ambassador for the game, and it's really just entertaining to watch. I see you playing a lot of Petal. Is Petal still your favorite right now? Are you getting into anyone else?
She is my favorite just because I wasn't that skilled with mobiles before, and Petal worked. Like, it was one of the first characters I played in a MOBA where you could do the recommended and actually win, actually do well.
Yay, recommended items.
So I was like, oh wow, I can just buy what they tell me, and so it made it more easier for me to then slowly learn, okay, so now what is this building thing? I know this works, but how can I make this better? So I liked Pedal. It was very good for me to learn with. And now I'm trying Koshka, how do you say it?
Koshka.
Koshka, okay, I like that. I'm trying to learn the jungle. And I like Scarf, because I like the lane.
Scarf is awesome.
I mean, the jungle is so important, but I always feel like I'm failing my team. So it's something I like that there's now the practice, not practice matches, but the private ones.
Right.
And you really can practice without affecting your skill tier.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Just get a bunch of people together. It's really just for bragging rights. There's no glory or elo on the line.
There's so much glory on the line, just not actual glory.
That's true. I mean, the bragging rights are pretty legit, but at least, you know, if you want to try some crazy team comp or you want to mess around, you can definitely do it.
Yeah.
So I want to just turn to the match for a second here, Zekent. So can you just give us a little bit of a lowdown on like what you're seeing so far, you know, in terms of the team comps and in terms of how it's going and how you're going to approach this?
Right now, our team comp is actually going to be a little bit rough for them because we have 2 assassins versus a pedal. So in theory, we should be able to kill her really easily, and then I can just kind of throw fire from the back line. So I'm really relying on my team to make sure pedal goes down so I can actually land my skill shots. Because if her minions are up, Scarf has a very, very tough time.
Okay, so you have a 2 assassin comp with a Scarf. So a very, very squishy comp here. So when you see this and you're like, all right, wow, so we have 2 assassins and we have a mage. Is there anything you're going to need to do differently, you know, to just compensate for the kind of the natural, you know, delinquencies in the comp?
Well, to be fair, the other team is also running 2 assassins and pedal. So it really comes down to which of the squishy, like me or pedal, gets killed first. Okay. If she dies first, we'll probably win the fight. If I die first, then they'll probably win.
And theoretically, both pedal and Scarf could build tanky if they needed to.
Oh, definitely.
Or Scarf can certainly also be a tank breaker in other situations with that broken myth.
Yeah, a very popular build on pedal is actually the breaking point, which is extremely effective on him or on her because with the minions, she getting through to her is very, very tough. And she can output so much damage if she stays alive for a long time.
Hey, Geeky, what do you like to build on pedal? What do you find to be most effective?
Well, I've been trying the breaking point thing with what do you get? The shiver steel. Like I just recently started trying that. And before then, I was doing just weapon, like tension bow, breaking point, the trigger. And like I said, I was doing recommended before then. So I've tried different things. But right now I'm trying to learn the breaking point and the shiver steel.
But naturally you prefer a weapon pedal to a crystal pedal?
Yeah, it's better. A lot of people think, oh no, because your instinct is to build towards her ult. But I really, really like the weapon.
So I heard ChainSAW laughing. So is that you disagree with that? You like the crystal pedal?
I disagree.
All right, tell us why you like the there's no wrong answer here, but I like to hear why people have different preferences.
So I enjoy crystal pedal not because
of I missed.
I enjoy crystal pedal because of the minions. The minions are terrifying. And if you've built in a certain way, like if you build Frostburn, every time that minion bites, it slows you down. And then you've got alternating current, which is giving you weapon pedal type of damage on a slowed opponent. And it gives you more damage on each of the minions. Now you add
Oh God. 1 second.
Oh no.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
All right, dropping the goop in order to slow.
Taka, please.
Juke.
So that goop will slow so long as it's not on fire.
I'm okay. All is well in the world.
Dang. Here we go.
Hiding behind's going to get out.
So as I was saying, your minions get stronger. You get stronger at hitting things, and then you add Fountain, and Boots, which makes you a kiting nightmare. Now I might end with Breakpoint because I'm in the fight so long because of those minions. And those minions start tearing things down, including towers, very quickly.
All right, so Zekent, I want to ask you a question. So you know, when I'm driving in the car, if I'm not listening to, for some reason, Prophet Jester is always streaming when I'm driving home, and I don't want to crash the car, so I'm not watching so much, but I'll actually put on the Twitch mobile app and I'll listen to him play. When I'm not doing that, I'm listening to the Shatter the Vein podcast when I'm driving, which is Loose Keys, a player Loose Keys podcast.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah, it's really fun. And this last episode I thought was really interesting. He had AD Endress on, and they were talking about some of the things that are kind of the recent trends for them. And one of the things that he brought up was the trend of the 3-man jungle invade off of match start.
Yeah, that one's really hard to deal with. If you're not ready for it, it can really mess you up. But if you react properly, which is basically you either counter them by hiding in a bush and, you know, seeing them coming, or the other option is actually to just 3-man push the lane, because you can take down the turret incredibly fast. And if they're just sitting in your jungle doing nothing, then they're sitting in your jungle doing nothing.
Okay, so that's what you would do. So if you are playing 2-3 matches, maybe you're the Hotness or Simply Amazing, and you're just running into this 3-man jungle invade all the time, you're saying you can counter by instead 3-man pushing the lane, or you can let them go by and go do the same thing in their side of the jungle.
Or an alternative option is when you see them walk into your jungle, you kind of like wait for them and loop around behind them, because once they start jungle camp, they're having an extra thing attacking them, while your team can just like focus them down. Okay. So it's basically turning it into like a 3.5 versus 3. Okay,
cool. Cool. Is there anything else kind of in that early game that people can pay attention to? Like let's say, for example, they didn't do that and they got behind a little bit. What would you do from there? Like, let's say that 3-man jungle invade was pretty successful. They got at least 1, maybe 2 kills off of that. And now you're a little bit on the back foot off of match start. What would you do to compensate for that?
That really depends on your team composition. Yeah. If you have a team composition that scales better than your opponents, basically meaning that when the end of the game comes, you will be stronger in a full team fight, then it's generally, one second, I'm getting killed. Or rather,
so Akashka lockdown on the Scarf, but then it looks like a counter. You got your ult off, and that's going to get a kill.
Yep. I don't think I can get this pedal. Can I? No, there's no way. So that was an interesting fight. They actually took gold mine, and we got 2 kills. So it was slightly in their favor in terms of gold, but we have the map positioning now.
Sure.
So that's really good. But if you do fall behind early on, the best way to fight your way back is really try to set up traps for your opponent. And basically like get them to face check bushes, make sure you have scout traps everywhere so you know their movements, and just counter their movements with, like if you see them walk into your jungle, then be ready for them and like be waiting there as 2 or 3 people.
So that's superior vision.
Vision control is extremely important, which is why I actually consider a tower to be worth more than the gold mine.
Absolutely.
All right, so at some point we should put the ChainSAW back on the screen for a second, just so people can see.
I can do that. You want to do that right now?
Absolutely, we can do that right now.
All right, let me, here, take over quick.
Oh my God, all right.
It's all you. Okay, I'm going to borrow the mouse for a quick, real fast. And here we go. Boop. And here we are. We have ChainSAW again.
All right. So since you guys last saw it, originally I was doing kind of like this dragon cat kind of
cancel.
All right, 2 kills. I did not embarrass myself.
Way to go.
So originally you saw this kind of beastly dragon cat kind of creature that I was working on, but as soon as you guys decided on a source of power,
you got it,
which is kind of these shadowy tentacles, I thought more monstery, almost Cthulhu meets Starship Troopers was where I was going.
Whoops.
What is going on?
Exciting.
Here? Oh my God, there's so many things happening.
You can do your thing for now.
Whoa. Okay. So.
I like that movie, Starship Troopers.
Well, one of my first jobs was to work for the guys that did the special effects for that. I was working on, at the time, a little bit on Tremors, one of the Tremors, and gosh, what was it? Hollow Man. The Invisible Man with Kevin Bacon, and I spent every day sitting right next to those giant space bugs. That's where the art room was.
Fun.
It was a lot of fun. So what I'm doing here is I'm doing kind of this shadowy, like I said, Cthulhu meets Starship Troopers. You know, a multi-eyed bug that hides in bushes and has tentacles to draw you into the bush.
And I was going to ask you about hero alignment. this might kind of be suggested a little bit from where we're trending with the shadowy source of power.
You guys can make any suggestions, and it might be, and I'll adjust it accordingly. That might be a fun challenge, but go ahead.
Okay, so let's open that up to the players right now, which is we're going to do kind of a classic alignment for this hero. So is this a lawful good hero? Is this a neutral? Is this just like pure evil incarnate? Tell us kind of where you want this hero on that spectrum. And Geeky, what do you want to see? I don't know if she heard me. Are you still there, Geeky?
Uh-oh. Did the call drop?
I'm still here. I just muted myself.
I do that all the time.
So ChainSAW is in the process of making this tentacle-y monster that hides in the shadows, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad guy. What would you want to see? I'm seeing a lot of evil and chaotic evil, which I guess is to be expected. But
yeah, we are super
feel
evil
free to
after all.
chime in.
I don't know. Everybody's saying evil. Somebody's evil. I would say not evil.
All right, I'm sorry, but maybe it's because we're super evil, but I am seeing probably a majority of chaotic evil.
Well, let's do that then.
All right, so we're gonna go with chaotic evil for this character. Hey, Geeky, are you able to see the live stream?
Should be able
while
to.
you're on the phone.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're delayed. The viewers, we see everything like 30 seconds later.
Got it.
I noticed that you resonate most with the cute characters. You got Scarf, you got Koshka, and you've got
Fedel.
Do you find
The dancing gift?
What's that?
Is that what he's saying? I couldn't hear.
He was asking about the characters that you resonate most with. That it seems like that you enjoy the whimsical characters in the game.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I tried Cool. I just don't understand like his stacks. I don't know. I just did really bad.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of getting used to with that. Have
3 pink characters and a bad boy. Now, what does that say about you?
Have you played much crawls, you Kent?
I've played a lot of chronograph crawl. Lots of cooldown acceleration. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is fun. So if you haven't played kind of the double or triple clockwork crawl, it is a blast to have the abilities up that much. But there's a lot of different ways you can play them. You can do kind of an attack speed with bone saw there and really focus on the B. So build up those stacks and then drop the hammer with the smite and get the heal back. There's a lot of different ways that you can build them. So, Geeky, once you've had a chance to play around some more, we should talk about him for sure. I'm seeing some people asking about seeing some people's names in match in blood red or in light blue. So if you didn't catch the in the app update notes for 1.1.6, we added a dev flag so that if you are playing against a developer, that their player name in-game will show up a different color, whether they're an ally or an enemy. So that'll give you, you will know, like I know there's a lot of fake playoff beards running around. I'm sure there are fake Zekents and fake ChainSAWs. If you see a blood red name and you're playing against them, that is playing against a dev. If you see a lighter blue and they're on your team, you're playing with a dev of Vainglory. So that means you're playing with the makers of the games, and we're trying to, we try to get into as many matches as we can with viewers on stream, as well as just in general trying to get into matches and hang out with people with the new chat features. So that's how you know if someone is for real, whether or not they say in chat that they're really a dev.
Yep.
So that's
we promise we're not AFKing when we're all red.
So I want to ask a question from Big and Devil of UZ Kent, which is, can you give us a tutorial on stutter stepping? Or really, I see other people just saying, like, how are you firing with saw so fast where it almost seems like the bullets are coming out sideways?
So the way you use stutter step is really, especially on, since you can just tap with both hands, you can actually, one moment, I am in the middle of a battle, which you cannot see because I'm showing ChainSAW stuff, but the stutter step, you attack your opponent and then you very quickly tap forwards or backwards behind your character. This basically will cancel the winds down. So let me start over. each character has a attack animation. They have a wind up and a wind down. So the wind up is what they do before the projectile fires. So it's like the first swing, and the wind down is what happens after the projectile fires. And that part is completely cancelable. So to stutter step, you cancel all of the wind down by moving your character. And that will really allow you to reposition yourself very quickly in the middle of a fight, and also makes it very tough for your opponents to actually target you with skill shots. So you're basically...
Are you able to switch back while you're dead?
Carlo, let me take over real quick. Boom.
So we're just switching back so you can make sure you see the conclusion of the match here. And we'll try to get that a little smoother for next time we do something like this. It's a first for this type of thing, so and probably not as smooth as you would see on DZ Live's stream with his crazy USB foot pedals and his instant replays. But you know, we'll at least looks like we pulled it off in time almost for your respawn.
Boom.
All right.
There we go.
All right, we did it. All right, so you get to see the rest of this match here, and so will I, which is good. So we can ask some questions about that. But DZ Live has a fun stream. There's a whole bunch of great streamers. Hey, Geeky, who are some of the streamers? So first off, if you haven't checked out a Geeky Chick stream on Twitch, be sure to check that out. We're going to actually host her stream as she plays Vainglory when we wrap up today, and give her some ice to give away. So be sure to stick around for that. But who are some other streamers that you also enjoy checking out, Geeky?
Woo! I heard you guys talk about Prophet Jester. I like him. He's also from Texas, so that's fun. The Condor, he's really, really fun.
With his crazy egg giveaways.
Oh, yeah. Those are awesome.
People kill for eggs. Not really, though. Let's see.
Oh, no.
I saw a really fun chill stream the other day, Tipsy Assassin.
Ooh.
And I know there are a lot of fans of Tricky Zerg out there, too. I've seen that one.
There are a lot of fantastic streams out there.
They're really good.
Great to see.
Textbook Gaming, streaming, I believe, out of Australia.
Plays
That's
on NA,
a fun
though.
one. Fallow, people love that stream. It's really fun. So yeah, I mean, we could rattle off a whole list, but there's a lot of great ones.
Oh yeah, you guys picked a really good time to rejoin this game.
Tell us about the game. All right, let's talk about the game a little bit.
We were actually doing really well early on. We got so not really far ahead, but we got fairly ahead. But the enemy team was able to rally back and really catch us off guard a few times, because those assassins jumping on me, I just could not do a thing. And Petal was kiting our assassins around, so she was doing a very, very good job of minimizing. Oh, 1 second, in the middle of a fight, burning Taka. Taka, yeah. Oh, death by Kraken. Nope, death by Koshka. Help.
Okay, so lockdown.
Ah, no, I'm dead.
But you're gonna get.
It was worth it.
It was worth it. Now, are they gonna try?
No,
Kraken?
two assassins are not the best at killing Kraken. Not the best. They're good at killing heroes.
They're the ones who want someone else to tank that Kraken while they lay damage down.
Unfortunately, I am not a tank.
No, you're not. So
I can, however, buy a reflex block, so I will get killed by Koshka less.
That's true, and that is a clutch reflex block, but you can do it. So if your fingers are twitchy enough, you can trigger reflex block and cancel out that lockdown from Koshka's ult and continue to move, even though she's kind of doing her crazy claw stuff.
Oh, definitely. And one thing about Koshka's ult is that it's very, very telegraphed. So, oh wow, this Petal is destroying us.
You mean Ellen DeGeneres?
Oh yeah, Ellen DeGeneres is really good at this game.
Really good at this game, obviously.
Yes. I'm impressed. She just destroyed us. That was impressive. She basically took on 2 assassins 1v2 and came out ahead. That's the kind of build. She has that breaking point, that Frostburn, and alternating current. It's going to be really tough to take her down. I don't know if we can. If our assassins can't kill her, then I don't think I can get to her.
Someone building my recommended build.
Oh, and they got the Kraken.
Oh, I don't even know if we can kill this.
Oh, wow. So this is going to be interesting here.
This could very well be the end of the game.
So we should, so ChainSAW.
Yes.
Can we do one more thing for the monster with maybe a Geeky giving a little bit of something for you to work with? So is there kind of a question or a category or something that's not going to throw it completely off the rails at this point that we can have a geeky chime in on?
Yeah. Let's see. What's a good category? So.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
And while that's happening, we have a very important team fight.
Oh, we have to kill the Kraken. We cannot chase Petal. We must kill the Kraken. Oh, we clashed his whole tile. Surprised that's still up. Oh no!
So turning the
Ellen
attention,
DeGeneres is coming. Ellen DeGeneres, no!
The Petal lived.
Hey, how about naming a friend of this hero?
Okay,
so give us a faction.
So a faction from not in the game so far, or a hero that's already in the game?
A hero that's already in the game.
Okay, so a geeky, can you name a hero that's already in the game that will be a member of this new monsters faction? So they will, they will have an allegiance of some kind in the Halcyon Fold.
Maybe Scarf, since he's an animal too.
All right, so Scarf. So there's
no, that actually goes well. What if this is also a baby? So Scarf is kind of a baby bringer of the Armageddon. So if this is the larval form of our giant Cthulhu creature, that's awesome. So we're gonna get the glowy eyes and all the crazy spooky
That'll work very well. And for the people who are asking about the little petal knit stuff thingy that we have here on camera, that is a prototype of Fury trying to get all the merchandise figured out so that all the people who are asking for shirts and scarf plushies and all of that will actually be able to get stuff. So
no surrender, never surrender.
So both inner turrets gone, Vayne exposed, Scarf just going straight there but gets bursted down by the Kashka.
No, I'm Scarf.
No, I said by the Kashka.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
So it's rather bleak, but it's not over.
No,
so
we got this. We got this. Zero worries.
All right. So while they're doing that,
this Cthulhu creature is turning out quite well.
Thank you.
Okay, so the Mardo has a question for ChainSAW. When did you begin to paint?
Wow. When I was 10.
When he was but a wee lad.
And how did that come about?
My mom got too busy to draw for me. So I had to draw on my own, and that's when I started doing it.
Very self-sufficient from a young age.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw Empire Strikes Back, and I spent the whole summer drawing AT-ATs.
Very nice.
Will there be a way to receive the complimentary? Okay, so the unlock is special for Pax South, Neely, but we are going to have stuff for the live stream. So we always try to take care of the live stream people. So don't worry about that. We will definitely have stuff for you guys. For Harrius asking about the ice winners, we'll do recaps in the Twitch chat, but also we'll post all the winners at the Vainglory game subreddit and in the official forums. So don't worry about that.
I think we're done for.
So the optimism is fading here.
Oh, no, I got this. Oh, no, I'm dead. No, I'm not dead. I'm dead.
All right, so this is probably the beginning of the NA. Geeky, do you have anything you can say to Zkent to kind of soothe him in this loss? He's a little bit dejected.
I'm distraught.
Well, everyone loses sometimes. It's
No.
okay.
All right, so we're going to do ice in a second. I really appreciate you joining us here at Geeky, and I am going to definitely be watching your stream when this wraps. I'll play in a match if you want me to, and I know you are going to be giving away ice provided by Super Evil. So I hope everyone out there stays tuned. We will host a Geeky when we wrap. If you want to interact with her, though, you got to switch over to her channel because the chat isn't the same in both places. So if you want to ask her questions and interact with her, switch over to a Geeky Chicks channel in Twitch when we wrap. But thanks so much. It was really fun to chat with you for a match.
Thank you.
Okay, so
farewell.
I'll be watching. I'll go find you on your channel soon.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
So I would just like to talk about this Petals build.
Yeah.
Frostburn, Boots, Breaking Point, Crucible, Alternating Current. we could not get to her or kill her. Like, our assassins would jump on her, like Koshka would ult in, but the Crucible just stopped at her every single time, and she was able to kite them for days just because the slow from the Frostburn just over and over and over. And once she hits 20 stacks on a breaking point, it's over.
Yeah, so is that something where that's just a super strong build, or is it also related to team comp? Like, is there a different way you can go about it? Like, what do you go? Where do you go from here? Like, if you see this again in the future, what will you do differently, or will it just be a team comp thing?
This one, I feel like it was more of a team comp thing because they had Taka Kashka, we had Taka Kashka, but their other hero countered mine perfectly. Like, Petal's really, really good against Scarf. There's not really much I can do against her because unless I get a full channel ult or like I can land a ton of skill shots on her through her minions, there's really not much I can do.
Yeah. All right. A weapon Petal in that situation is far more vulnerable to Scarf because Scarf can keep the minions down, but a really powerful Crystal Petal in that situation is the counter to Scarf.
Definitely. So
and just in general, Petal hard counter to Scarf, really hard counter.
Unless the Scarf is like sufficiently ahead, you really can't get to her.
All right, we're going to give away 3,000 more ice, 1,000 ice to each of 3 completely randomly selected lucky winners. Maybe in the meantime, you might, if you want to put it back on ChainSAW.
Ooh, yeah. Let's do that. Let me borrow this for a quick second.
So people can see the progress. So we've established that it is a monster that is in the same faction as Scarf in the sense that they are both kind of young versions of creatures that are going to grow into creatures of enormous power and strength over, I don't know, many, many years. And that it's a chaotic evil creature with a source of power of where it's hiding in the shadows. Anything you want to say, ChainSAW, just about the hero as it's unfolding?
Yeah, I'm already thinking about ways that it can move around the map. The way, for example, it can use shadow doors to teleport from here to there, or even have kind of the ability to go underground and have those tentacles grab you from underground. So already I'm thinking in terms of animation, how this thing's going to show up. And so my relationship with the animator really helps in this situation because as I'm doing these designs, I'm keeping that stuff in mind. You know, how terrifying would it be if you're just walking along and suddenly these tentacles grab you and pull you under the ground.
Yeah, and that's the amazing work of our Margulia, who does the animations, and that's a really cool...
you can do your thing.
I'm
trying to invite people to my game.
While I give out so I'm going to do some ice winners, so people don't go crazy, but I do want to hear a little bit more about how you take your concept, and once, it's greenlit between, you and Captain Nito, kind of where you go from there to bring that hero to life.
Well, one of the things that we really need to establish is the kit and see the sorts of things that they're doing. Now, a lot of my designs are suggestive of a kit, but it really needs to go to, to Captain Nito and really have him hammer on it for a while and come up with ideas. So what happens is this back and forth where the shapes of the things that I've designed inspire ideas for the kit, and then the kit comes back to me and it inspires me to make changes in order to make it fit more in the particular niche that it has to fall in while we're playing the game.
So just real quick, I want to recap the winners for this match that I just did live. So Dark Chaos 16, very fitting, is a winner. Congratulations. Brian G2K is a winner. Congratulations. And Guardian Burst is a winner. So 1,000 ice each from this match. So to claim your ice, just send a private message to Vainglory on Twitch. Just all we need is your in-game player name, and we will get you your ice later today. If you have trouble figuring out how to PM, or you're on a mobile device or anything, don't stress it. We'll make sure you get your ice. You can always send an email to support@superevilmegacorp.com, or find me, PlayoffBeard, in the forums, and we'll make sure that you get the ice. So again, I'm PlayoffBeard. This is the star of our show, Z Kent, former Team Curse MOBA Pro. Quickly, he hasn't been with Super Evil for that long, but is quickly becoming incredibly dangerous with multiple heroes. I do not want to face his Saw. I do not want to face his Scarf. And then we're really lucky to have with us all stream long today is ChainSAW, Super Evil's art director, really storied past, both in in film and with prior game studios like Blizzard, and just really great to have you here doing art live in real time, seeing the way that he does a ton of concepting, and then only certain ones do he and Captain Nito decide to move forward. But really fun to see one come to life in real time, and who knows, maybe even in this form or another, make it into the Halcyon fold. Yep. One day.
So we're getting another game going. I am playing Glaive this time. I'm actually starting with the Iron Guard contract, a flare, and 2 potions. The reason I like the flare early on is being able to track where the opposing junglers are is just really, really useful. Just, where they start, where they can be within a certain time frame, and it's just really good. Make sure they're not sneaking up on your laner. There's so many things about it.
And I know, I'm looking for the name. Sorry, I don't see the name, but I know someone was asking about Glaive, how you like to approach Glaive, how you like to build Glaive. And I know Shinkagan, another one of our great streamers, he plays a lot of Glaive. I love duo jungling with his Glaive. So what are you thinking about? How do you approach Glaive?
So when I play Glaive, my personal goal is to gank the laner as many times as possible, make their time in lane really, really tough, get my laner ahead, and you'll see me hit 2, and I'll probably just run into lane, go for a gank if I see a lane is being pushed up. So if it's past the midway point, I'm almost definitely going to go for a gank. But right now, it doesn't look like the laner is quite there yet. So maybe they're trying to be a little bit sneaky. Not really sure what they're doing.
So does that mean you go a crystal Glaive where you're putting points in afterburn and maybe building an aftershock? Or how do you think about that piece if you're really focusing on ganking lane?
It really depends on what happens during the game. So right now, we see Taka. He is going to be in a world of hurt.
So here, watch Z-Kent murder someone in real time, everybody. And he comes out, there's the stun. Oh, but he got the Invisibox off just in time and managed, so that was pretty slick. All right, so maybe you got some decent people in this match. We're going to have to see what happens.
Those are some really, really good reaction times by Taka. Like, he instantly hit his B and got out of that gank. Like, many people would have just died to that.
All right, so, but you're getting a little bit of extra jungle farm on their side, which is going to help you get ahead just a little bit, so long as they're not over on your side of the jungle.
Yep, so I actually see Saw pushed up very far, so he might be dead.
Yeah, so if that continues, you're going to have some fun ganks in this match. And so so he goes out, he punts him into the middle.
Oh, he does have his Rodion up low, so he will get out of that, but what's happening? Nah, nothing's gonna happen.
And so in general, you think that's the right thing with SAW? Do you reserve your Rodi run at all times for escape or not?
Yeah, unless you're playing Crystal SAW, you should have your Rodi run up basically 100% of the time.
Do you start the Rodi run or the Suppressing Fire?
I generally start with Suppressing Fire first, even though it's a little bit risky because you could get ganked at level 1 and basically just die instantly. But I really like it to get lane control. So if my jungler is buying a flare early on, which is why I like buying one, I can actually check where the enemy junglers are. And if I notice that they're not waiting in the lane for me, I can just use Suppressing Fire, push the lane really fast, and just help my junglers out and invade.
Nice. So Ruffy307 ChainSAW is just asking about, so kind of in your mind's eye right now, how do you imagine this hero would be attacking, and like the basic attacks, the abilities? Is there anything that's kind of already like has your gears turning in terms of how he uses the tentacles or how he uses the shadows?
Yeah, I mean, I would use I was thinking how he would use the shadows in order to, mostly for movement and kind of crowd control. I see the tentacles being like these lashing attacks as their basic attacks. He could probably have a single target high damage attack where he grabs you and he causes more and more damage as he's pulling you towards him. Ooh. And then if he actually gets you to him, he has this massive bite. Now, your friends can burn him down, and if they burn him, I'm thinking maybe if they burn him down to 25% health, that you have to let go with the tentacles, right? But if they're unable to do that, then you get the big bite.
Nice. And someone is saying in chat that this little mini pedal, which I just stole off of Fury's desk there, Fury and Ed the Shred right there, that it was made by Shinkagan's girlfriend.
It really was. It was for our team because she does that as a hobby. And
that's awesome! I totally didn't know that. So this is amazing. So thank you for that. That's really cool.
It's super cool stuff. Oh, let's see. So someone was asking about kiting earlier, And you might notice that even though I'm playing Glaive, who is a melee hero, I'm actually kiting, like every time I hit, I will move a little bit. So it might not be like, watch right now, I'm going to be hitting the minions, moving a little bit. This lets me cover just a little bit more distance. And especially if I'm trying to chase a range hero who's running away from me, this really lets me keep in step with them.
Now, what do you think about, I see a lot with Kashka, they will, when you're on the far side of your own jungle, going up to the heal camp, hitting it once, and then going down, basically pulling all 3 monsters together. You'll take more aggro that way, but you can also clear faster. Do you like to do that?
If I'm tanky enough and I don't think I'm going to get invaded upon, then yes, I think it's a fantastic idea. It's very, very efficient. But if you're going to get killed by an enemy jungler just because you have like 3 things attacking you, it's not the best idea.
For Naviclan, real quick, yeah, this is a mobile game. This is Vainglory on iOS. You can play on your iPad 2 or newer and your iPhone 5S on iOS 8, your iPhone 6 and your iPhone 6 Plus. If you look in the forums, you can also find some workarounds for making the game work on an iPhone 5 pretty flawlessly, but those are the supported devices. So yeah, this is our own engine technology created by the real Crawl, and it really gives us kind of limitless potential for what we can do on touchscreen platform. So it's pretty exciting, it's pretty fun, and really in many ways we're only scratching the surface with what we can do so far. Yep.
It actually looks like they're Crawl disconnected. I might have to play another game with these guys.
Really?
Yep.
That's surprising.
He bought items, ran out, and then I think he might run out of batteries or something.
Ran out of battery power or something. So they can also surrender in that scenario where if it registers that someone is AFK'd, that you can surrender early. So if anyone is actually listening who's on the enemy team right now, feel free to surrender and we can get another match going where we will keep you guys who stayed around, we'll keep you in the next match. So feel free to surrender if you're listening, and we'll get that straightened out. In the meantime, so in a situation like this when either you're up a man or you're down a man, and you can kind of, potentially just work on some stuff when the match doesn't have the normal dynamics. Is there anything that you think for the people out there that it would be valuable for them to work on in a scenario like this?
This is true even if there's no disconnect. Like if you get a random kill, like someone just runs into your team and dies because they are out of position, then a very good way to get ahead in a game is to just push. Like 3-man push a tower, 2-man push a tower. There's very little they can do to defend against that. And especially when they don't have heavy wave clear. They do have SAW this time, but he can only wave clear so long as he can keep his stacks of spin up. And that can be a little bit tricky when there's a scarf throwing fire at you.
Yeah. Real quick, best item to go for in the beginning of the match with Jewel. So in the early game, not necessarily off of match start. What do you like on Jewel? That's WoW
Crystal or weapon? Or both. So as Crystal, actually as weapon or Crystal, I almost always start Frostburn. Even though Frostburn doesn't give you weapon damage, the slow on her abilities is just incredibly useful for everything she has. So being able to keep lines with your B ability and just continuously hit people with it and keep slowing them really lets Jewel keep in line with anyone who she's trying to catch. And because she does lose a little bit of positioning when she does fire it off, because she stops for a moment, shoots off a laser, and then she might fall behind of who she's chasing. So having that Frostburn really lets her keep in line with them.
So Suzuki asking about if I'm going to shave my beard anytime soon. I'm not. That is my source of power. All right. Let's see what else we have here for questions. Let's see. So quickly, your build on SAW. What's your favorite build on SAW right now? That's from Z3 Rogs.
My favorite build on SAW. Depending on what's on the enemy team, if there's a pedal or if there's things I can squishy things on the enemy team, I really like my weapon. But if it's something that I need to burst down real fast, playing a Crystal SAW is actually incredibly fun because you already run in and you shank someone for so much damage. I think Andre was playing Crystal SAW in one of our playtests, and I think he hit a turret for 1,200 damage.
Wow.
It was incredible.
Wow. So again, just so this match, it looks like the other team had a disconnect, so not as competitive as it otherwise would be. So I'm going to take that opportunity to burn down some questions that people are asking in the chat.
Sounds good.
It's not going to require your full focus. So Keldo13 wants to know, should the jungler or the laner be the one buying the scout traps? So who provides the vision on a team? What's kind of your thinking and your philosophy on that? And I think I know what you're going to say.
Everyone.
Yeah, there you
go. There's no reason to not buy scout traps as any position, because being able to control vision
there's a good,
as
there's a good knockback
as an entire team is just so crucial to winning, because your junglers are already generally going to get a little bit less gold than the laner, but they are able to pull off a lot of ganks. So if your laner helps with like vision control, it really helps the jungler come into lane to gank for them.
Yeah.
And as a jungler, it's like, sometimes your laner is unable to leave lane, so he doesn't have time to buy those scout traps. So it's really up to you to help with that.
Any favorite spots on the map that, these are the places you think the scout traps are most valuable?
Oh yeah, so one of the best spots right here and right here, right behind the gold mine. People rarely step on those locations, even though I basically see people play scout traps there every single game.
Yeah.
And basically let you see the gold mine for the entire game if no one steps on it. Like, I'm gonna go check right now, maybe they have one. Nope. And on the other side, nope. See, those two spots, if you have a scout trap there, you see the gold mine, you see the Kraken, and if no one gets rid of them, then it's free vision. Oh, Krull's back.
Krull is back. All right. Well, a little bit late, but I guess better late than never.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna assume he had battery issues. Oh,
that's kind of you. Nate the Great wants to know: are there any good ways to lane with Kashka, or is that just not something you should try to do at all?
Yeah, there are.
Go for it.
Well, one of the main things you need to do with Kashka is basically grab Iron Guard contract. So that allows you to hide in the bush and help gank anyone that comes past that 50-yard line. The other thing you can do is go in, spin, grab a couple things, and basically what you're doing is you're going to be supporting the person in the lane. Going in the lane alone as Kashka is not a wise idea, but going in as a floater and sort of getting some support and then dropping into the jungle with a little bit more stuff is really good for Kashka. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it's all about mobility, and pick off the weak targets.
Mm-hmm. I've actually seen a few fairly successful lane Kashkas, but the way she's successful is not quite the same as other laners. Like, many laners, their focus is on farming. Kashka as in the lane, whoops, I just completely flubbed that. That was really bad. But Kashka is really just trying to hit level 6 and explode the enemy laner. And she's very good at that, because there's a free kill here. I'm really bad at this, huh? No one saw anything.
We saw all of the things.
No, nothing. You saw nothing. But if you hit level 6 on Kashka, it's very easy to set up a gank with your junglers, because you just walk into the lane, you can pounce to a minion in the middle of the lane, ult your target, and they will die. Because if you have a jungler coming in or two junglers coming in, that's definitely enough damage to kill basically anyone.
It's Vane wants to know how important it is to purchase boots and at what stage of the game it should be done.
Depends on the character. I agree with Carlo here. So basically, the time to buy boots is really up to what you're playing. Like, if you're playing Scarf, you want it really early on so you can position yourself for those skill shots. If you're playing an Assassin, same thing. You want to be able to catch up and keep in line with your target. On characters like SAW, I personally like getting boots early, but that's just because I don't like running slow. But it's not really necessary on him. I know a few SAW players, they basically don't buy boots until the last item, which is, it works as long as you're willing to give up that mobility. Because if you can position yourself well enough, hit those reflex blocks in time, then you don't really need the speed. You just need to stand and fire.
Let's keep the rapid fire going. So Chuddles wants to know, he's never seen anyone effectively use weapon infusion. Can you talk a little bit about the weapon and the crystal infusion consumables and when you think about using them? So they do take up an item slot, so the answer can't just be at the end of the late game. So how do you approach those infusion items?
So my personal thinking on the infusion items is that
that you like getting kills with Glaive.
I really like getting them the instant you hit level 12, because look at the power you get from this. you temporarily gain 6 weapon power per level, 25%
so
attack speed.
That's the key right there.
Yeah. So when you hit level 12, even if you don't have a lot of items, that's a huge boost in power. And many people don't expect that. Like, you can literally, it's basically half of a, it's like, what do you even want? It gives you everything you want. It's like amazing. Look, attack speed, armor, shield. It's defensive, offensive.
It's more powerful than Sorrow Blade.
It is not quite more powerful than Sorrow Blade in terms of raw damage, but if you need the attack speed, it definitely could be. If you have a lot of weapon damage built already, then that 25% attack speed is huge. And for Crystal Infusion, same thing. Yeah. Like, you're casting more spells. It's really a big power spike when you just hit like high levels, or if you're higher level than everyone else in the game.
I'll tell you when I
don't want to kill you.
I'll tell you when I've used it. And I've used it when suddenly the enemy team has pushed us into base, and you know you're a little bit gold stark, but you have that one slot and you put that in. I've more than once aced the whole enemy team using those items, and then turned the game completely around with the infusion items.
Definitely.
Yeah, that can
really
work.
I did that to Captain Nito.
Yeah, if you sense that a big important team fight is coming, and you have the opportunity, you might just try grabbing an infusion. You don't have to trigger it right away either. Trigger it when the team fight's about to start, and get that extra edge. And sometimes, there's a great Jewel ultimate. Wow, that was nicely lined up.
That was beautiful.
That was, pretty much GG with that ultimate right there. Wow, that was a really nice ult. So, Z-Man Carl, is it safe to assume the new hero will be essentially the same as Scarf and Taka? So I don't have that confirmed, but that is generally what I would expect, that it would be similar, both in terms of the Ice and Glory cost at release, as well as kind of the amount of time until you see that hero in the free hero rotation. And speaking of the new hero, when this match is over, maybe we'll drop another little tidbit or two about the new hero that
just a little something.
I think you want to know.
Just a little bit of something.
All right, so this is winding down now.
Got him. Maybe. There we go.
And there's an extra kill at the explosion.
This Kraken thing is turning up quite well.
So congrats. And guys who stuck it out, thanks for sticking it out there. LS Squared and company, we won't hold that one against you. We know that was tilted odds for a bit there.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to switch back so people can see how it's going.
All right, Carlo.
ChainSAW.
Let's do this. Haha.
So we're going to switch back now. And
it's coming along quite nicely.
Thank you. So we're putting happy little trees. What we're doing right now is we're starting to render the character, because we came up with the design, we have the basic shapes, and we know what it's doing. So we're starting to just make it feel more three-dimensional. What that does is it acts as a roadmap for the 3D modeler to understand what the forms are like. In a drawing, you don't necessarily get the three-dimensional form, so you have to move on and get the painting going to make sure that you have the correct information, so that like I said, that the 3D modeler has a good roadmap. After this, what we're going to do is figure out the colors and start working with the materials, how shiny things are, so you can tell that a snake's scales look a little shiny and shimmery, as opposed to something softer and drier, right? So as I'm doing this, I'm trying to think of like points of emphasis. Where do I want players to look? One thing that's really important is understanding how this thing might look in game view. Now, I'll design it like this, not in game view, to create a dramatic piece of concept, so that the game designers and the animators start getting inspired by this stuff. But after this is done, we then do maybe a sketch in game view or a turnaround. But if I'm doing my job correctly as an art director, I can actually draw something in this view and visualize it already in game view and know that the information is correct. And that's what happens a lot with most of the characters that we design. So, for example, in a humanoid character, you'll see from top to bottom, there seems to be a lot more interest and design from the waist up. Shoulder pads, hairstyles, Taka's ears, etc. they tend to be brighter and much more detailed on top because that's the thing that's closest to the camera.
Mm-hmm.
So congrats to the winners of Ice from this round. Vadim San, Dr. K Dragon 25, and Marmar. So to them and all of the winners so far, just go to the Vainglory profile page on Twitch, click on the little gear, click message, and send us a private message that just includes your Vainglory player name. That's all we need to get you your 1,000 ice, and we'll be doing more ice after every match.
All right, so I got another game going, and let's hop in. So one moment, Carlo.
And while you are switching over ChainSAW, do you want to do the honors of revealing the name of Vainglory's next hero?
Ooh.
The name of Vainglory's next hero is Arden.
Not ChainSAW?
There's nothing next about Chainsaw.
Okay, fine.
So we're talking
Chainsaw's
now.
existence is like
He is
time
all,
in a
he is
flat
everything.
circle.
So
Chainsaw always exists.
So we're talking now about the protector that is going to be the next hero in Vainglory. We're not talking about this creature that you are concepting here today. Although, is there a name in your mind for this creature that pops up?
I got one.
What?
Oh yeah?
You name him Bob.
Bob.
Bob the Cthulhu.
Bob feels like a guy that bobs.
He
I don't know. I don't know.
Like
Chaotic
that.
evil
Going
Bob.
like this,
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep that in mind. That's good. That's good input there. We're going to reveal one more thing after this match that people are definitely going to want to know. Some people may have figured out already, but something that people are definitely going to want to know about the next hero right after this match. So the hero's name is Arden. The hero is a protector, and we got one more important tidbit coming that once you know that, we'll be able to kick off a contest related to it. So stay tuned after this match, and we will do that. All right, so a match as Catherine, and I definitely saw some comments about Catherine. Tell us how you think about playing and building Catherine, as well as how you think about defending against a Catherine.
So playing as Catherine, I generally am not too concerned about getting too much gold, because my real goal as Catherine is to really protect my carries from, getting killed. And it's all good. And as long as I'm able to, constantly stun anyone who's like any assassins trying to jump on them, then I feel like I'm doing my job. So I usually try letting there's a Koshka in the jungle with me. I'm going to try letting her get most of the farm, and I'm just going to be sitting in lane a lot, trying to mess with Saw, and helping Scarf get ahead. So
in this situation, would you be happier if the Koshka was actually sticking with you and last hitting the monsters that you were taking aggro on?
That would definitely be preferable, just because that way she's getting a little bit faster, and we're basically just sharing experience.
So can you talk about that just kind of duo jungling and match start strategy in general when it comes to playing an Iron Garter like this? Because I feel like we see this a lot internally at the lair, but I definitely see it less in the live environment when it comes to that kind of duo jungling meta. There's 3 now.
One moment, they have friends. They have many friends.
So your Scarf is still in lane, making sure he's getting all the farm, but kind of left you to your own devices there against 3.
Yeah, so that's not really a fault of Saw of Scarf, because Saw is able to push in Scarf incredibly easily. Like Scarf's wave clear early on is not the best to say, to put it lightly. Like he is able to kill minions at a very, very slow rate. So it's really Saw's goal to push Scarf in, which he did. And Saw was able to roam down to help his jungler. So it might have been a little bit of fault on our end to actually go for the invade, but it might work out as, will they face check into us?
Javits, or real quick, if you have a bug that you want to
Here we
report,
go.
send an email to support@superevilmegacorp.com, or go to the bugs section of the official forums. We read that all the time and talk about the stuff that we see there every day.
So Scarf's having a pretty tough time in lane, which is expected against a Saw. It's really hard to last hit at the tower as Scarf. So Saw's, as long as we don't pressure the jungle enough, then our Scarf is going to have a really tough time. We basically have to make Saw continuously run down into his jungle to help his teammates.
And Brian wants to know if you prefer playing on the iPhone or the iPad.
I actually really like playing on the iPhone. I like being able to reach across the entire screen with my thumbs, and it feels very natural holding it kind of like the Game Boy.
That's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And also happens to be really great for streaming. So
oh, yeah.
that works out well then.
Definitely. So if you didn't know, when you're playing on iPhone, it actually records in 16:9, and if you're on an iPad, it records in 4:3.
Important detail.
Very important detail for streaming. And
okay, so tell me about this fight.
I am hitting Saw, and he is hitting me harder. But I have 3 teammates. I have our full team here, as opposed to they're actually missing their Krull, who's probably in our jungle stealing our camps. But let's see if he is. Yeah, I think he stole this one. So is he in here?
But you got the kill out of it at least.
Oh, no, he didn't steal that one. Huh. I don't know where he was. Nope, he took these 2.
All right, so maybe the lesson from that then is that, he's down beneath you. But so if you're not going to join a fight up in lane to try to get something out of it, and it looks like he might not have done that very successfully.
He did steal a double camp, so it's not too bad. But definitely, if you're not going to join the fight, you have to make sure you're getting something else out of it, because letting your teammates die is generally not too good. Alrighty, so I'm going to pick up a few more scout traps, a few more flares. I'm basically going to control vision like crazy this game. As Catherine, I don't mind sinking a ton of my gold into supportive items, and what better supportive item than throwing scout traps everywhere?
Nice. So Hugo wants to know the role of the other 2 heroes. We are not revealing that yet, but definitely keep an eye on the in-game news section. As the lore continues, you will probably be able to figure out for yourself the roles of all 3 of the heroes that are coming that have interwoven storylines.
Mm-hmm. But for now, it is a secret.
For now, it is a secret.
All right, so hitting Saw. One really important thing about Catherine is when you're playing against a Saw, is this a crystal Saw? It is a crystal Saw. Okay, I should don't really have to worry about stunning him quite as often then, unless he does have his ult activated, because that Mad Cannon, crystal Saw does a lot of damage with that.
So Lord Chaos wants to know if we would ever get autographs from Super Evil Dead. All right, let's worry about this fight first.
1 second. Oh, there's a Krull there. I didn't even see him. Wow.
Okay.
That was poor play on my end. I definitely thought it was a 2v2. Krull snuck around the corner and basically just murdered me.
So Lord Chaos was wondering about if people will ever get dev autographs. So not regularly, but we do have something special you might have seen on Twitter, which is that ChainSAW autographed a canvas Kashka print for someone who won the first Vainglory art contest that we didn't even really officially announce an art contest. We just went through all of the amazing art that people have submitted just for fun, and we wanted to do something special for them. So for both kind of the person who caught Carlo's eye the most, as well as a couple of other people who stood out, the person who really caught ChainSAW's eye is going to get this autographed Kashka print, and we're going to also call out a few others that we give ice to. But this is just the beginning. So we revealed that the new hero is Arden, and that hero is a protector. And later today or tomorrow, just keep an eye on the news section soon. We're going to kick off an art contest for Arden that will also have some really cool prizes. Once you know a little bit more about Arden, you'll be able to start working on art for him, and I think you'll have fun with that. So we look forward to seeing your Arden creations as soon as you have a little bit more to go on there, and we'll do that in conjunction with Pax South as well.
This Krull is terrifying.
So what's terrifying about the Krull?
He is level 7, and we are not.
So sometimes just the level is enough.
Oh yeah.
More than just the play.
However, our Scarf is doing excellent things.
So that was a great job out of that.
Oh, nice. Okay, so that was worth it. We killed 2 of them, but they got the gold mine. We almost got the gold mine. Like Scarf's Dragon's Breath almost got it. That would have been amazing, and that would have really swung the tides in our favor. But just being able to, get 2 kills, take over the jungle for a little bit is pretty good.
And that Scarf did a nice job of ulting while the other team was very distracted with something else going on. So they weren't really prepared for it, and were able to, and he was able to really lay it on people in an effective way there.
Oh, definitely.
So I'm going to see, I don't know if we can see it on camera. I'm going to see if we can show on camera this Kashka print.
Nice.
Oh, wow, our Scarf just killed Krull.
In frame.
Wow.
I'll come around Zcant here. So one player is getting this Kashka print, and some other players are getting ice. And we're going to have other cool prizes associated with the art contests to come. So,
very, very cool stuff.
There you go. So pretty cool. We're excited about that. And we're going to keep doing art contests as well as probably some, other types of contests that players can enjoy.
Mm-hmm. I am very excited. I always love seeing fan art. Like, it's really cool to see different styles of how each character is drawn.
It's really humbling for me, too, to see how people are inspired by the art that we make here, and inspired enough not only to draw art, but to write fan fiction and really flesh out their dreams about these characters. And that's one of my main concerns as I'm designing these things. Does it inspire you guys? Does it inspire your play, and does it inspire your art?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
A little run around the turret, got the kill, but did not
gosh.
get out. So it took enough time for the turret to fire one more shot. Each successive turret shot does deal more damage, and that was enough to
that was rough.
Take out Zken. Vane wants to know what kind of studies you did to be able to draw to concept at this level. And I want to make sure people can hear him. Getting a few comments is a little bit hard to hear him. So you could either talk up a little more, or we can move the mic a little closer to you.
Sure, no problem. Well, originally I studied advertising in college, which gave me a strong illustration background. It always really set up a situation where I felt that the art that I was learning was tuned towards product rather than fine art. But after that, I studied at a small school called Associates in Art, which is no longer around. And there were people that worked in the industry, in Disney, over at some of the special effects shops, and I started learning stuff from there. But aside from that, ever since I was a little kid, I was constantly designing myself. I know I've seen a lot of movies where I thought to myself, you know what, I think I could make that dragon a little bit cooler. And so I was constantly doing that as a kid and honed my own personality with it. At this school, I was very privileged to work with those guys, like learn from them. And they got me my first job in the industry, working in the monster shops in Hollywood, places like Cinevations, which is a place that created the creatures for things like Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes and American Werewolf in London, all those sorts of places. And that's where I really started to learn how to design. And then after that, I went to Blizzard.
So Kyle's been over basically everywhere. Pretty awesome.
So I ran into the other room just to see what devs might want to come say hi. They got some stuff going on.
Hello.
But Kraken, our director of UX,
friendly neighborhood Kraken,
has a few moments, and I thought it was an opportunity both, comment on the match, let people meet you, which is great, but also, I'm really excited about some of the stuff you're working on. I thought it might be a good chance to talk about, what that is and why players might be excited about it.
Sure, man. Yeah, there's a whole.
1 second.
Sorry, distracted by match. There's a lot coming down the pipe. A lot of what we're focusing on right now is trying to help players communicate and coordinate with each other. But we're riding a fine line because we never want to open that Pandora's box where it just becomes a really sad experience for everyone and gets filled with toxicity. So we're being very careful, but we are slowly rolling things out. Like recently, people were exposed to chat finally, which is really great. It's been used for more than just chat. I've seen, like we had a tournament where people were using it for bands and all sorts of really clever, creative things, which is awesome to see. Hopefully we'll have more features in the game very soon that will make it so that you don't have to use it for quite so much.
And I don't know how much you want to reveal yet, but I saw some pretty cool stuff on the profile screen.
Yeah, don't want to reveal all the cards.
Actually, for once, like the one who's like pushing someone
You're
else
like,
to answer the
please tell them it's
questions.
gonna be really
That's
cool.
quite a nice turnaround. But yeah, I know you don't want to overpromise stuff. But.
It's gonna be cool. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of stuff that we're working on, and one of them is trying to both fix a problem and create something that's really fun and cool for people. So we have a problem right now with the way we have the profile page set up. A lot of people are reading karma as their skill level.
Which isn't true.
Which is not true at all. but it's this big, giant piece of art when you click on your profile, and so I think people are going there to kind of see how they're doing, and so it's a really easy misassociation, and it's totally our fault for putting it there that way. But we need to fix that, clear up what karma is, which, for the record, for anybody who's listening, karma is an indicator of how reliable you are as a player. So that karma number will keep increasing, and your karma level will increase as you complete matches. It has nothing to do whether you win or lost them. It's just that you completed them, you didn't abandon your teammates. And your skill tier, so when you see things like you're decent-ish, or you're pretty good, or you're the hotness, those are representative of your actual skill level in the game. So it's based on wins and losses and things like that. And so we're going to do some recalibration in the profile screen to help make that a little more clear and have some really, really, really cool art. I won't go too far into
There's some
that.
fun art to look forward to there.
Very cool stuff.
And just a better experience. And I also saw you were working on kind of the party experience as well.
Yeah, we're working on that right now. The way partying, private matches in particular right now, are a little bit tricky when you're partying, because you're like trying to coordinate your match while you're also selecting your characters. And
oh my God, we got more people showing up.
What's going on?
Why are you hiding behind me?
Margulia
And
Keeping me here.
So ChainSAW is concepting a hero live on stream based upon input from players.
Are you still playing video games at your age?
Welcome back.
The players selected a monster with tentacles that had a shadowy source of power, kind of along the lines of Krull, but is also affiliated with Scarf in that they are both kind of larvae baby creatures that are going to grow up to be much more dangerous creatures. So ChainSAW has that in progress now.
And the viewers, you guys can't see what he's doing right now, but oh my goodness, when they show you the screen again, wait for it.
Well, it's come pretty far.
This is epic now.
Well, Zekken called him Bob, which I've decided stands for Baby Outworld Beast.
Oh, nice.
Excellent.
Nice.
See, I should just name everything, right?
Yeah.
And for anyone who doesn't know, just to recap real quick, so on this end, we have Kraken Isaac, who's our director of UX. Here in the back, we have Captain Nito, who is one of our co-founders, who's the head of all creative and the lead hero designer. Zekken, our star of our show, former Team Curse support, MOBA professional, showing you some of his skill right now as Catherine. On the far right in the front, we have our art director, ChainSAW, who's creating a hero in real time for the viewers based on viewer feedback. And in the back on the right, we are so excited he is back from holiday. Margulia, who is our animator.
Mowgli.
Isn't that what I said?
I feel like that's what you said.
That's what I said.
I felt like I heard the same thing.
So this guy animates the heroes. He animates the hero. So if you like that in the game, we get so many compliments on that. That's who you can have to thank, and I'm not going to try to pronounce it again.
On that
I just
note,
avoided.
don't give ChainSAW ideas about tentacles and tons of legs. He will do it. And
oh dear.
Animate that
You
shit.
don't want to animate.
He has to stay up really late.
And legs, huh?
Yeah.
So multiple legs and multiple tentacles. Is
Yes.
that exciting you right now?
Yes.
Oh dear. Oh, got him.
Oh, so much fire.
So we did reveal on the stream, Nito, that the next hero is a protector named Arden.
Arden.
Did
the
you spell it for
protector.
them?
A-R-D-A-N.
Thank you.
Yeah, A-R-D-A-N, that's important. I think I noticed in chat some people were
A-R-D-E-N?
spelling it A-R-G-O-N.
Argon.
A-R-D-E-N.
Argon.
Yes,
We now have noble. I have 9 gases.
so good.
He's noble and he's filled with gas.
Little Beano. Fix that right up.
Oh dear.
Okay, yeah, like now?
Whenever you want.
Okay,
What?
okay. So I just got confirmation from Playoff Beard. He is going to allow me to share another piece of information for the viewers.
It is your time to shine.
Now is my time to shine. Man, I just
So a
want to
little
stretch this
early,
out.
we're going to do it after the match, but Nito is here.
Yeah, I never
So-
get to reveal stuff. This is exciting. This is really cool. Okay, so about Arden, our next upcoming hero, I am allowed to reveal Arden is the person in the hologram.
Dun, dun, dun.
And if you don't know what that is, then you obviously have not been checking the news.
Go to the in-game news section, find that first lore that's got a really cool picture of Catherine on it. Click on that, and you will see the full art. There is a hologram in that art, and that hologram...
And that is Arden. You can basically kind of see him in a fuzzy,
he's not a hologram,
kind of way.
necessarily.
No, Arden is actually not a hologram.
He is a hologram, true story.
Another piece of information that we are revealing here first. He is not a hologram.
Although he is truly outrageous.
He is.
Truly outrageous.
Truly outrageous.
Wow.
We're the old ones, so we know what that means.
Oh my goodness.
Why you guys are here? So Mightier is being kind enough. He's going through the chat and he's putting questions from the chat in this spreadsheet.
Oh, nice.
If you guys want to answer any questions from the viewers,
hit me with something random, Isaac.
Holy smokes.
I'm gonna answer something.
Yeah, they're piling up, which is good.
Or hit
Have
hit
any
Jerome
of
with
these been
something.
answered?
Oh yeah, I'm deleting them as we go.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
just
there's a
keep
lot of
pouring
questions.
in, which
He's
is
either going to answer or deny knowledge of something.
That is exactly what's going to happen because Playoff Beard will shank me if I say too much.
Like a crystal saw.
Despite everything he says, he is my boss. Let's just make sure that is clear. Okay.
Yes, but I have learned to listen to your counsel, and I toe the
I
line.
may be conciliary, but he puts out the hits. All right.
Okay, so here's one. Would you recommend a weapon or a crystal for Ringo?
Woo. That's tough.
What do you say to that, Jerome? You want to field that first?
Both are good, but a crystal...
You might want to talk up. There's a mic. Yeah.
Both are good, but the crystal Ringo is fun. When you see somebody low on health and you belch that fireball.
It's scary.
It really is. It's so fun. That's the reason why I like Crystal Saw as well. When you shank somebody,
you see their health
you have
bar.
some gear, you have aftershock, and some of the things. It feels good.
So if you want to destroy someone's spirit, weapon. If you want to annihilate them suddenly with surprise, shock, and awe, crystal.
Yes.
It's super fun to play Crystal.
So really GG.
Oh, good game.
George,
good game.
You want to recap that real quick? How did that go?
So I played Catherine. They did do some nice invades early on, but we were able to take advantage of their Saw, who, when I'm playing Catherine, it's very easy to just run up to him and kind of stun him. Because, if you use his suppressing fire, especially a Crystal Saw, he's standing in place for a good 2.5 seconds. It's super easy to just run up, stun him, have my team follow up, and he's dead. So that's pretty much the story of the game.
7-2 and 11, Catherine.
Not too bad.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, did okay.
Yeah, not at all, actually.
We're going to give away 3,000 more ice.
And dang, that scarf.
Good job, guard.
Yeah, I know.
I'm okay. Sometimes I'm okay.
You burned the world.
So real quick, Nita, what do you say to players if they say Scarf is underpowered? What do you say?
Scarf's not underpowered. He's definitely not underpowered. I will have more to say about Scarf's power this coming update.
Okay. So maybe some balance changes to Scarf a little bit or something?
I can
Maybe.
neither confirm nor deny.
Are there any items that you want to neither confirm nor deny? Maybe
Oh my goodness.
under review?
Maybe some
Speaking
other
to,
items
I
are
don't-
under
look,
review.
I don't care.
Loose keys
I'll tell
on
you
the,
guys,
on the
doesn't
Shatter
matter.
the Vein podcast might be
Scarf
interested
hurts
in
right now.
one
When
item
Scarf
in
hits you,
particular.
it hurts.
The Wicked Games guys might be interested in one item in
Yes.
particular.
So there might be some of you out there that are very interested around some of our defensive items. And there's a lot of energy and passion and conversation going on about Fountain of Renewal. Fountain of Renewal.
Don't you dare touch Fountain.
I know you love it. I know you love it, as do many other players. And so we are taking a
Adagios are
look
loving
at
it a
making
little
sure
too
that
much.
all of our players get to love it, not just the players that get to use it a lot. So they're under consideration as always. Whenever you hear us say they're under consideration, that means that essentially we're playtesting the heck out of them. Like we are sitting in a room, analyzing every possible number, every possible stat on the item, and talking about where it's at, where it could be, blah blah blah. Live design, changing things little by little. It's a bit of an art, and we take it very seriously. That is definitely something that's on our radar. And there's other items that are also on our radar, in case you're curious. You might see some changes to crystal items in general. A couple of those might evolve. Okie dokie. Now I get to sit down. Hey, man, I feel like I've been promoted. We're looking at all of our heroes, and I'm sure there's a couple of heroes that you guys might be able to guess are going to be some heroes that we're looking at a little closer than others. And the real problem is, though, in reality, like all joking aside, or all pandering aside, a lot of times if you see a hero that you feel like we need to either boost or nerf or something along those lines, you're just like, oh my god, super evil, like change this hero, oh my god, and you don't see us make a change, that doesn't mean we don't hear you. If you guys are ever saying something is too strong, too underpowered, we listen to every possible scrap of feedback that we can get from any source, and we're constantly thinking and tuning. But part of the problem isn't just making a change, it's what change you make to make sure that the characters still remain fun and viable and fit the reason that people fall in love with them in the first place and so forth. So if we're ever not immediately responding, it's not because we don't hear you, it's only because we are making a change that we are testing the heck out of to make sure that the change is going to be loved by all, or as loved by all as we can hopefully make it, because sometimes people just hate what we do no matter what, and that's also part of being a designer. So yeah, that's the summary on live design. But you will see a couple of changes on items and heroes coming out in the next update.
So pretty sweet. We're going to do 3,000 more ice. You can see on screen now where ChainSAW has gotten to with this monster that you, the viewers, have helped create. So Isaac, I don't know if you want to do the honors. I can show you how to do the honors here.
Oh man!
You just have to copy it into my notepad so you just click. Here,
I did this last week, man. This part's pretty sweet.
Elcos 11 is a winner.
Looks like Icos.
Well done, Elcos 11. You are a winner.
So you gotta just copy it.
A winner is you.
Into the chat, and so put an @ symbol.
Oh yeah.
So they know, and then say is a winner.
Is a winner.
Congratulations.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yay.
Yay.
Paste it into my notepad so
no.
we actually give them the ice at the end instead of pretending. Okay,
Yay.
I'll do that 2 more times and give away 2,000 more ice.
Oh my god.
All right, who's gonna win
I have
next?
to get button.
And then I get to press this again.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Here we go.
Yudi today.
You die today.
Yo.
Come on, Isaac. Come on, Isaac.
I feel like the president of the academy right now.
That's right. You die today.
Is a winner along with the direct Birdman, who should. No, actually, Richard Linkletter won, but anyway.
All right, we'll copy it over here.
So you are a winner. If you win ice, just send a message to Vainglory on Twitch with your player name so that we know who you are in the game and get you your ice.
All right, and Dead XX Snipes.
Dead XX Snipes.
You
sound legitimately lethal.
Congrats.
Very lethal.
Very lethal.
So we're gonna have one more match here, and then stick around because we're gonna be hosting a Geeky Chick stream. And she's going to be giving away more ice on her stream. Maybe we'll swing by and play some matches with her, so stay tuned for that. ChainSAW, is there anything you want to say about your creation here?
All right, it looks like we have a thoroughly terrifying creature.
Yeah.
What's cool about a creature like this is that we don't have any creatures currently that kind of fit the ecology of this sort of thing. We have Crawl, which fits in sort of the same psychology, but we don't have a beast, a horror beast that lurks in the shadows yet. So something like this would be pretty cool in a team fight.
Yeah.
And surprise attacks that are not necessarily assassin style, but surprise attacks that trap you in place. You know, if he's hidden underground and these tentacles grab you and trap you in place and start to bite on you. And like earlier when I was saying, what if the tentacles grabbed you and started to pull you closer and you took damage as it was going along, and if it got you to the mouth, a big massive chunk. But if you're, like I said, if your friends manage to get him down to 25% health, he has to let go with the tentacles.
So Cancakes wants some love. We love you, Cancakes, and I'll go one step farther. We love your art. We have seen your art.
Yeah.
And we love that too. So that was just a chat comment.
I am going to be getting another game going very soon.
All right, we're getting another game going.
Wait, Carlo, wait.
Okay,
One more thing.
questions.
Yeah, so there was another question that we had queued up over here.
It's just right there.
Whoops.
Thank you.
Come back over here.
So, Nito,
Okay.
There we go.
how do you take down Catherine?
Catherine is
She's so strong, yo!
She is. She's really strong. So there's two ways to take her down. So first, Catherine is susceptible to small amounts of damage because her shield is only effective at all against damage that exceeds 10% of her max health, right? Max base health, I should say. So Catherine is susceptible to people that do lots of small damage like Petal. Catherine's really suffer against Petals. SAW, but it depends on exactly how SAW has implemented his build. Attack speed on most heroes is significantly more effective against Catherine than weapon damage, for example. All that stuff can help make your attacks sneak underneath. The other thing to keep in mind is as of 1.1.6, or maybe it was 1.1.5, Catherine's shield has also been changed so that she actually, the duration of the shield is dropped by half a second every single time it blocks damage for her. So if you do deal damage to her that exceeds the shield, keep doing it. So if you're going to go weapon SAW or some such, do as much damage to her as quickly as possible because you can drop the duration of her shield very, very quick and then leave her prone. Now keep in mind, Arcane Armor, which is her heroic perk, her Arcane Armor is going to give her...
Or it might be called something else, but...
Yeah, it's going to give her... Did you change the name of Arcane
No, I
Armor?
don't think so. I don't know if
Okay,
that's
that's
what
cool.
it's called.
That's what it's always been called. So Arcane Armor, her heroic perk,
I'm gonna look this up.
at least last I checked. See, now we actually have to go check.
I'm
because
going to look
sometimes we
this up.
change names.
Sorry, keep rolling.
Okay, keep
rolling.
going. It gives her armor every time she stuns an enemy or whenever she silences an enemy. So both her A and her C, her first ability and her last ability, will give her stacks of arcane armor, and that gives her free armor over the course of the game. So no matter what you do, you will find that Catherine is going to be a little bit tanky towards late game, deliberately so. But it's usually armor tanky, and that means items like Bone Saw and items like Breaking Point are very effective against her.
Mm-hmm. We just say, well, it's Panzerfaust is the heroic perk, right?
Oh yeah, Panzerfaust.
And
That's
then
what
it's
it's called now.
Oh, we just say one armor.
Yeah, it's one armor. That's what
Alrighty, so I've got another game going here, so we're gonna hop right into that. You'll see one last peek at Carlos Creation at the end of this match. We're gonna hand out 3,000 more ice, and then we'll be hosting a Geeky Chick. So make sure you turn to her stream too.
Yeah, so I correct myself. Her hero perk is Panzerfaust, which is the name that we came up with. And now you guys also know that in development we started out with a different name for it, which was not Panzerfaust. And welcome to game dev. That's how it kind of works. And eventually you changed it. Trivia, in case anybody is really curious, you will impress all your friends and be the life of a party if you can tell people what Adagio's original name was.
Oh.
Adagio, when he was in development, was not named Adagio. He had a completely different name.
And boy, did he.
And I am very... Yes. Yeah, it was a completely different name. And if anybody knows what that name is, I will be quite impressed and I'll give you a cookie.
Ooh, I want a cookie.
Probably won't give you a cookie.
So what would have to... You would have had to have been playing in the very, very, very earliest like beta days.
Yes, you'd have to be a very early beta player to know what Adagio's original name was.
Was it
It
Carlton?
predated playoff period at the company.
Probably.
It was. It was quite awesome.
So one other question here. What is the difference between weapon and crystal damage? Can you please tell me?
Sure. Weapon damage is commonly conferred by basic attacks. Every time that you are just like, you see your hero and he's just automatically doing stuff against an enemy, that is dealing that enemy weapon damage. There are a few exceptions to the rule, but not very many. And crystal damage usually comes from abilities, the three special powers that you have at the bottom of the screen. Again, there's some tricky and inventive ways that you can make your abilities deal weapon damage, or sometimes your weapon damage, your basic attacks deal crystal. But by and large, if you are doing basic attacks, you're dealing weapon damage, and if you are doing damage with your abilities, you're dealing crystal damage.
Mm-hmm. So this game I'm playing Taka.
Ooh.
I am sometimes good with Taka, sometimes I'm terrible, so we'll see how this game goes.
That's kind of how Taka rolls.
Yeah. I feel like that's how most assassins play. You're either going to do really, really
You're
well,
gonna
or
do
you're going to get
amazing,
crushed.
Or you're going to be completely useless.
Like here. Hello, friend.
Hello, friend.
Hello.
Hello, governor.
I'd like you to meet my little...
That was really bad.
Is it bad? I thought I did pretty okay there.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so
They might notice I'm actually kiting
apparently
him.
another piece of trivia is
Oh.
Captain Neo sucks at accents.
You are no longer allowed to do accents.
Right, right.
All right. So Nito, apparently you're in trouble.
Oh no.
So we're in the process of trying to completely lock down Arden so that we can get him in your hands as soon as possible. And
You need to be
apparently
in the next room for
Chunkface needs you to do something in the code so that they can do the play test.
Is this the tent?
Maybe.
Yes, it's one of the things.
That's the only thing that I
Things.
All right.
Oh, guys, I gotta go. I
Farewell.
gotta make more heroes because that's part of the thing we do here. So bye-bye, have
It
fun.
looked like you were going to give me a hug there. But
No, I was just waving my arms arbitrarily, which I do when I...
Now you really let him down. You should give him a hug.
Yeah, okay, all right. Have fun on the stream.
That's a meme.
Yeah.
Okay. See you next time.
All right, how do you recommend I build Taka? Tension
Oh
bow?
man, no. I would recommend you do 2 sorrow blades.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so Taka, there's a bunch of different ways you can build Taka. One of them that's really fun, which is kind of probably what Zekent was referring to, is like a proc build where you get like a tension bow, you get an aftershock, you get an alternating current, all the things that are going to synergize with the crit that he has, where that first hit that you do on an enemy, that first attack is going to hit like a Mack truck. That can be really fun, but another way you can build him is like 3 Sorrow Blades and a Tyrant's Monocle. Just focus on weapon damage and on crit, and can be super, super deadly. But you can also do a Crystal Taka that is all about X-Retsu, all about that ultimate where you just have a lot of crystal damage and just wipe people out with that ultimate. But if there's one tip that I can give people that I find helps them more than anything else with Taka, it's watch those stacks in the lower left corner. Absolutely. Right now, he's got 3 stacks. And
5.
you want to keep that at 5 at all times, no matter what you have to do. Even if you have to use your invisibility box just to keep the stacks up, because the stacks stay up from doing critical attacks and from using abilities. So even if you have to just use your box and no one's around, but it'll keep your stacks at 5, if you're always going into team fights with 5 stacks, you are going to really, demolish, and you're going to have a really good time, and you're going to really shock enemies when you engage with them. So Taka is a blast. I main Kashka, but I've been playing more and more Taka, and it's good times.
So as Taka, you really want to hit level 6 because that's where you really, really take off. Right now, I went for a gank. It was probably not too effective, and now we might get turned around on, so that was probably not the best idea on my part. No, maybe not. Oh, he's dead. That's unfortunate. But that was really close. Oh no, this
is bad.
This
is so bad.
I'm dead.
So it's important to use the box to get that escape, because not only do you get the enemy to de-target on you, what happens is you get a little bit of a heal on that box. I tend to build 2 Sorrow Blades and 1 Tornado Trigger on Taka. That means that not only is he critting often, he's critting big. Not only is he critting big, he's also healing big. So that's why I do those items in particular.
Yeah, Taka, like if you can get enough attack speed and just like constantly be healing off your crits, it's so hard to take him down, and he just does so much damage that not many things can outduel him. Let's see. So right now, I am probably
Except for
gonna
that Clockwork Crawl, right?
Oh well, I don't think. You could probably take down Clockwork Crawl if you play it right. As long as you don't let him keep attacking you, right?
I think it depends on what stage of the map or what stage of the match it's in.
Yeah, I mean you can even dodge his smite with your ability. Yeah. If you have really good timing and you just predict it perfectly, you can definitely dodge that smite, and that's huge. That's a lot of his damage.
And you do kind of generally know that they're trying to wait till they build up their stacks. So.
Oh yeah.
So quick follow up on we started talking about some other things, but with the party updates that we're doing right now, there's a lot of confusion currently when you're setting up a private match when you have there's like a switch teams button and it says like switch to team A, switch to team B, and it can be really difficult to coordinate, especially when you're not in the same room with those people on who's supposed to be go where and when. And we totally hear you. We feel that pain too. So we've come up with a design to kind of alleviate those problems. So that should be coming out sooner than later.
All right. So we've managed to take down 2 of them. So gold mines should be pretty free unless Ringo manages to steal it somehow. There's no way he's not even coming. So we're getting gold mine. We got 2 kills. This is actually a really big boost in power for us. I am gonna go pick up some items now. Let's see, what do I want? I'm gonna actually get 2 lucky strikes. I really like getting crits on Taka. I think they're really, really important. And being able to have 2 lucky strikes early on makes me crit pretty hard and crit pretty often.
In general, how do you feel about getting multiple tier 2s or tier 1s versus going all the way up to that tier 3 item?
Mm-hmm. So the thing about tier 2 items is that they're extremely cost efficient. So unless you really need one of the activatables from the tier 3 items, I think tier 2s are just better in general. Like Sorrow Blade, it's actually less cost efficient to upgrade fully than to just sit on the 2 items. So sitting on 2 items that it builds from is really important unless you really need that last item slot.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like late game, you might need it just for the slot efficiency, but it's probably not for the stats.
Yeah, when I'm starting off with Crawl, I get 2 Blazing Salvos.
Oh, I love that start. So if you couldn't hear what ChainSAW said, he said that he likes to start 2 Blazing Salvos on Crawl, which feels great. It feels fantastic. I don't know, if it's the most effective build in the world, but going attack speed early, getting a tornado trigger, getting a bone saw on Crawl, going full weapon, and just the ability to get as many stacks on people as possible before dropping that smite just feels really good. Then you just got to train yourself to make sure you always hit that second ability before the person gets out of range, and it just takes practice. But once you have a feel for it, you kind of get a spidey sense for when someone might boot away or might use one of their abilities to escape, and you just got to make sure you drop the hammer before they do that so that you get the do the damage and get the heal.
By mid game, I usually have 2, like I said.
What the?